Hello, I'm going to read you this. I've just come across it, Guardian. I think it's a book review, but it's written in a very strange way. John Crace has written it. You've missed me. You almost certainly don't know that, but you have. And the reason you don't know is, first, because you're almost certainly a schmuck who doesn't get probability theory, and second, because you don't have skin in the game. Me, I always have skin in the game. That's what makes me special. That's why I made millions as a financial trader. That's why I'm so much cleverer than everyone else. If you just take one thing from this book, make it this. Big Nick knows best and is doing you a favour by writing it. Now, this is a new book called Skin in the Game by Nassim Nicholas Taleb. Good old Nicky. Skin in the Game is the latest in my collection of works that I've grandiosely called Incerto. Remember Anti-Fragile and The Black Swan? Hard going, eh? They were mine. People said they wouldn't sell, but they became massive. That's not boasting, that's just the truth. I don't need to boast because I'm brilliant enough without it. So, if you want to know why everything you always thought was right is actually wrong, then read on. Most people want to con you. That's because they have no skin in the game. What is skin in the game? It's having skin in the game, having a vested interest in an outcome. First, though, a word about what this book is. It's about having skin in the game. It's about understanding who to trust and who to avoid. So I'm going to level with you right from the start. That way, we've both got skin in the game. This book is 25% probability theory, 25% classical anecdotes, 25% stating the bleeding obvious, and 25% complete bullshit. Who are the worst offenders? Politicians, advisors, middle managers, university lecturers, architects, and every liberal pinko you ever met. That's you, Steven Pinker. The man's a half-wit. There's only room for one genius round here, and that's me. None of these guys have any skin in the game. Time was when leaders would actually lead their countries into battle. Caesar, Hannibal. They were men putting their bodies on the line. Even Hitler, say what you like about old Adolf, and the man did have his faults, but at least he was prepared to top himself when everything went tits up. That's having skin in the game. George W. Bush and Tony Blair had no skin in the game when they went to war against Iraq, and have completely messed up the entire world as a result. If they had to fight or send their kids to the front line, maybe they would have acted differently. Having skin in the game means reading the Code of Hammurabi, and because I've got skin in the game, I didn't trust other people's translation. I took time out to learn the ancient Babylonian script myself. Turns out the translations were pretty accurate after all, but better safe than sorry. Anyway, want to know why Islam is taking over the world? It's because Muslims have more skin in the game. They are prepared to shout loudest and bully people into becoming Muslims. Christians take note. Another example, almost every academic you're going to meet is a complete and utter fraud. Scientists don't do science anymore, they do scientism. Scientists don't do science anymore, they do scientism. Economists don't do economics, they do economism. They just come up with a whole load of ideas they can all agree upon and keep themselves in a job. Architects are the same. If they were crushed to death under a pile of rubble when one of their buildings fell down, they might try hard to design less crap. They all call themselves experts, but they aren't. But they're anything but. So, apart from me, who does have skin in the game, who else has skin in the game? Well, artisans, people who make stuff whose survival depends on their reputations. The Cockney guys I meet down the gym, like me, they can bench press 200 kilograms. That's skin in the game. Donald Trump also has skin in the game. People voted for him because they thought he was genuine. He may have lost billions of dollars in stupid investments, but at least it was his own money. That's skin in the game. Do doctors have skin in the game? Well, that's a moot point. Some might lose sleep if they accidentally kill you, but it's you that winds up dead. All of us are going to need a doctor at some point, though, so we have to prepare. Me, I would go for one with blood on his shirt and no certificates on the wall over some slick shyster with an easy bedside manner. Why? Because the first guy is going to have worked a lot harder to attract patients and can probably bench press more than me. I'll leave you with this thought. If 100 people play Russian roulette once, more than 80% will survive. But if one person plays Russian roulette 100 times, he's going to croak. That's probability. So stay safe, keep some skin in the game, do weights, keep some skin in the game, and don't listen to that arsehole Steven Pinker. And that's, I think, a book review. I agree about Steven Pinker. Except, well, it's his last two books, really. I've been so optimistic. But he was the one that said that humans don't think in words, which is something that I think, so he can't be all bad. Okay, in the Telegraph this morning, one of the articles that you can read without having to pay. This is about, well, this is a highlighted part of the article, which is backed in pink, so this is the meat of it. These are the key conclusions from the National Obesity Forum report. The key conclusions. Okay. And I go to myself, oh dear, are you sure? Eating fat does not make you fat. That's the little paragraph heading in red. Eating fat does not make you fat. Evidence from multiple trials reveals that a higher fat, lower carbohydrate diet is superior to a low-fat diet for weight loss and cardiovascular risk reduction. Exactly the opposite of what my doctor and heart doctor tell me. But they start evidence from multiple trials reveal that higher fat and lower carbohydrate diets is superior to a low fat. And I go, oh God, blimey, it's because I've been brought up that fat is bad. But fatties are going to love this. That's what makes me read this out. Stop counting calories is the next red heading, topping. Calories from different foods have different metabolic effects on the body, so the cumulative calorie count is meaningless. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not qualified to say it's wrong. All I can see is fatties going, ooh, forget that then, calories, ooh. You cannot outrun a bad diet. You cannot outrun a bad diet, which is, to me, that seemed brilliant. You cannot outrun a bad diet. That seems number one advice. But then it goes with, obesity is a hormonal disorder leading to abnormal energy partitioning, which cannot be solely fixed by increasing exercise. You cannot outrun a bad diet. That's the good heading. And then straight in with, obesity is a hormonal disaster. Obesity is a hormonal disorder. Ooh, fatties go, oh, well, I've got a hormonal disorder. Saturated fat does not cause heart disease, and full-fat dairy is likely to be protective. Again, exactly what my doctor and heart doctor, completely 180 degrees against what they say. New meta-analysis, I can believe this. New meta-analysis of the evidence available 40 years ago does not support dietary fat restrictions. I can believe it. It's new. New things have got to come on. Old things have got to be disproved and discarded. Avoid at all cost processed food labelled. So we're going to avoid the labels which say low fat, light, or low cholesterol, or proven to lower cholesterol. With that, we're going to avoid those at all cost. Give my heart experts an absolute coronary this information. No single piece of evidence exists that demonstrates reducing dietary saturated fat reduces cardiovascular events and death. Okay. And we finish with a goodie that I think I can go, oh God, that's all right then. But I think the damage is done further up. Snacking will make you fat. There you go. Brilliant. The increase of meal frequency plays an equal, if not larger, role in obesity and has largely been ignored. Don't snack. Don't snack. Don't snack. You're stuffed if you snack. You're stuffing in snacks, so you're stuffed. Okay. Bloody hell. So I just popped over to YouTube and I typed in, does fat make you fat? Because it's a snappy sort of thing to type into YouTube. I've got articles on the heading, why fat doesn't make you fat by some doctor. Why fat doesn't make you fat. The next one is starch / sugar don't make you fat. Fat does. Poor people, eh? So the top one is fat doesn't make you fat. The second one is fat does make you fat. Then two things about, let's call it different things. Alcohol, weight gain, does it make you fat? Does it make you fat? And I've watched that one. I can't remember which he comes down on. Popular diets that you shouldn't follow. 15 foods that will never make you fat. That's fair enough. Can't be wrong there. 6 habits that will quickly make you fat and cause weight gain. 5 mistakes that make you fat. Do fats make you fat? Well, she's a pretty skinny blonde girl. She can't be wrong. Science confirms it. Carbs don't make you fat. Carbs don't make you fat. Fat doesn't make you fat. Can eating fat help lose belly fat? Eating fat makes you fat is the next one. Best diet facts. Does fat make me fat? Beware these fats that make you fat. If you eat fat, you're going to lose weight. You're getting the idea? Of all things, I mean, I talk about money. Everyone has money. Most, to various extents. The world is having a dreadful problem with fatness of the people. And the experts don't agree. And it's the human body. And it's very important. And the experts don't agree. And it's very important. And the experts don't agree. It's obviously very complicated. Because the experts don't agree. You'd think it shouldn't be complicated. But it obviously is. Bye.